about to start our Fortnite Battle Royale Part 2 drawing of Raven for beginners today. But first off, I'd like to give my thoughts and prayers to the victims and their family members of the shooting that happened in Florida today at the Madden tournament. It's a sad day when we have shootings like this going on in America. But we're going to get right into the drawing, so come check it out. Follow along with me as we go, y'all. We're going to work up on this shoulder here. We started on it last time, and like I said, we wasn't trying to get too much detail into it at first. We straightened up some lines. I like, cleaning them up a little when I start on the second step. Lining them up a little better. You can kind of rework your drawing, making sure they're all lined up correctly. Like I'm going to tweak that a little. Come down. Just kind of going off the regular picture of them, what they look like, You clean up these extra lines you don't need on the picture, so you got a good base to go off of later. Okay, on this arm, we're going to put these feathers and stuff here soon, so I'm trying not to put too much into it there. This arm will come. Kind of has a little curve to it like that. There's going to be a feather in there, so we'll leave that open. Come over here beside of it. There's not much, just like a little bit of shading in here. Leave it lightly, put in there. And it comes down to about right there. Right in there. Curve. Basically, you just follow along with the lines you already got there, but you add to them, You kind of, let's see here, we're going to go start adding these lines in, like what you see on the picture here. And kind of just add everything in real lightly. Right now, we're going to put this line on there because I see it on there. Kind of curve it, just leave it lightly. Like I said, we're going to get ready to come in and put our feathers in just momentarily. Come around through here. Get our armband in there. Just drawing this curve to it here. Sometimes I draw lines a little wider. The reason I do that is just because I'm kind of sketching it in, feeling out how I want to lay it out, and then I come back in with an eraser and clean it up on one side or the other where I drew it thicker. Like this one, I'll clean up this side of it. I'm going to show you what I mean here. Like, come in here on this side of the line and just wipe it off, erase it. Now we got this. If you're following along with me on your picture. Okay, we're not so much worried about the tie or nothing right now. The little stuff there, we'll just kind of put a little sketch of it there. There's a little square there, and kind of clean this elbow up a little bit. We're going to take this off. See, the elbow's already starting to get bigger because we didn't lay it out right to begin with, and that's alright. Like I said, you just kind of work your picture around and make it more and more like the picture you're trying to go for as you go. And in my video here, you can't really see it very well on my phone, the drawing itself on the phone, but you can just pull it up on your phone and follow along with me. So we go about that far. We're gonna have a feather about right here in the middle, so you go straight up from that feather and there'll be this part. So we'll just draw a little line there for now. Okay, if that's going to be there, then the curve, so we'll have a curve in there, about right there, come down. Okay, we got that part lined up, erase this stuff in the middle. Just kind of put more realism in the photo, we're going to make it look more and more like him as we go. So then it comes over like this, come right back down, and over. Okay, so now we got that. Now we come up here, curve our line, down, 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 down. Kind of got a little bit of a curve to it like that. Up and now we come basically the same exact little looking deal from there to here. We're going to go make that a little bit wider. So I said, you guys just kind of feel for it and kind of look at your picture, and if it don't look like it's lining up right, see what's going on. Is it too big? Is it too small? And then just adjust accordingly. That's what I always do on these pictures. So on this one, from here to here, is almost like on this part from there to there, it's almost as wide from there to there. This is just a little wider, so we're gonna make it just a little wider in the center there. So come down. Let's curve that up just a hair. Down. Curve to it. Down there. And come right over here. And we're going to go like that. A little bit right there. And then we'll kind of go, just kind of get the feel of it there. We'll be cleaning these up even more at the end, so don't worry about it if it's perfect right now or not. Now, right here on the elbow, we got another piece of cloth. And it goes like that right there. So that's in there. Let's make this line a little more bold. And my pencil I'm sketching with is just a number 2 Ticonderoga. Let's go right here in the face. We're going to pick out some feathers on this picture here. Got it on the picture. And then we're going to come right down here. I always, like I said, I adjust and adjust and adjust. We'll just start out with the points first. We'll come back in and add the notches later. It's just, they take a minute to do, the notches do. So we'll go like that. Now let's come right here. There's another bigger one, and it kind of curves right there. That. And it's going to be about, if you come straight across, there's a point right there. It's going to be about right in there. Come up and then over like that. We'll just leave that right there for now. Now let's come right here on the other side. There's a little gap there. What we'll do is we'll come up and over. And then do the same here. It's going to come out, up, and then over like that, like so. And then come back in here, fix your feather that you started. Let's come straight up and over. Now we got a line coming right off this, coming right up. The center of that, and then we got another one right beside it just about. We'll just kind of lay it out there, then do another one like that right here. Come up towards that, then one right beside it, up and over. And guys, when we're doing this here, starting out, it's not going to look 3D. It's not going to look the best at first. It's gonna, you gotta add that element later on with your shading. It's not going to look exactly right at first because the shading's not there. So don't worry about it looking all flat and odd looking at first, because they always look odd at first. I look at some pictures, I'm like, whoa, what are you doing there, man? Guy, like, you really got this picture messed up. But the deal is with it is, when you first start out, it don't have that three-dimensional shape, so it's going to be a little off at first, and you ain't got to worry about that. You come back in later on, and once you start adding your shading, you'll see this picture right here will really come alive after I start putting a little shading into it. Okay, just come right about there. Alright, now curve this one up, and then it's got a real good curve right here at the end. Twist it there. Now, let's put one right here. You can already see the major difference. This picture's already starting to come alive, and it's just getting started. So, but like I said, when I start putting my shading in here, that's what's really going to make the difference. We'll work around his head and make our picture start to look real, y'all. Like I said, don't be discouraged by what others think. If you're discouraged at first, go in your room and do these yourself. You don't have to sit around and do it in front of other people. I was the same way at first when I started getting on camera. I was a little shy at first, but now I'm to where it don't bother me. I don't really care what others think, because I know my capabilities of drawing. But if you're new at drawing and you haven't really figured it all out, don't worry about it right now. Go somewhere in another room. Don't worry about what others think. We'll come back in later on and we'll add our little notches in these feathers, and it'll make them really stand out. Like, I'm going to do a couple now. There's going to be more Fortnite pictures, so if you all like this video and like Fortnite like I do, let me know in the comments what other characters you'd like us to draw here on the channel. If yours don't line up exactly, don't worry about that. But when you come back in the end to reline these up, it makes a major difference. In the end, you'll come back in, you'll start lining it back up, and you'll see a huge difference when you start adding a shade to this picture. It's going to make it so much more realistic, realism looking. Like a cartoon style, but it's going to look more like the character you're used to seeing in the game. Let's go ahead and just add a few feathers, tips in here. If you're watching, you don't think it looks very good, we'll skip ahead to the next segments and see what it turns out to be, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not that big of a deal to start out like this. These pictures look flat at first. They don't have the three-dimensional look at first. So you can skip ahead and see what it turns out like, and then you can be like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. It's not going to start out perfect every time. Some pictures I got to erase and redraw 3 or 4 times. Alright, we're going to put a few more lines in here, and then we're going to wrap up this part. We'll make it part 3 coming up real soon. If you have a Raven or another character off Fortnite you'd like me to draw, just leave a comment in the videos. Leave a comment in the comment box. Let me know who you like off Fortnite. There's a few of them I thought about doing. Alright, we'll be back for part 3 soon.